Hey guys. Alright. I'm gonna wait for y'all to pop up. I'm gonna pull up my Facebook real quick. I am freezing. I'm also gonna upload this to YouTube so it can go on YouTube for everyone as well. And y'all can share it with your teams, whoever. Let me pull this up. Hey. Let me... I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to pop on. Because I know it's late. But I know we're all settling down right now. Kids are probably in bed. School lunches are probably done. All the fun things. So, let me log in. Hello. Oh, why are my comments not popping up? I wonder if they're late. I can see comments on my Facebook on my computer. I can't see it on here, which is crazy. Swipe left to reveal comments and reactions. Maybe they're late. Oh, they're just late. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm so sorry. Homework was a nightmare tonight. Yeah, today was a rough one. All right. Because everything is kind of delayed on my phone. If you have fellow consultants on here, tag them. So people like on your team or you know them, whatever, from the same group, tag them. But yeah, I'm going to give it to like 8:45. Yeah, so I think it's crazy. I mean, it's only 8:45. It's not that late. But 3 people out of 176. That's very low. And it's only 8:45. And I know all of our kids aren't in bed right now. Or they just got into bed. So, yeah, I am not going to lie. I completely forgot about this training today. I have been dealing with my wisdom teeth. And I got them pulled last week. And I've had really bad issues with them. So this morning I had a 4-hour hair appointment. So I got my son on the school bus at 7:30. So 7:30 school bus. I drove straight to my hair appointment at 8, got done at 12. I called my dentist while I was there to get in for an emergency appointment because I've been up for, this is like day number 10. I'm going to wait for 8:45, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all a story why I wait. But literally today is day... No, maybe it's day 8 since my teeth got pulled. Yeah, last Monday. So day 8, but it's day 10 because I got them pulled last Monday and last Friday is when it started that I was pulling all-nighters. So literally I have probably pulled like at least 4 all-nighters, like completely all-nighters. I'm still awake when the kids wake up at 7 o'clock, like jittery all day and still working and doing all the things and in pain. And then the last couple nights I've gotten like an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep because of my pain. So I'm very like delusional. I look like I'm mad, but I promise you I'm just very tired. Very tired. So anyways, called my dentist while I had my hair done. So they got me in. By the time I got home, I realized, oh my God, we gotta like turn around and leave. Had to go all the way back to my dentist. And then I had to make it, and then I barely made it to my son's bus drop off. Got him, had to go to the store and get medicine and groceries for my mouth. And then came home, and then I found ants in my car and had like a minor ant infestation. So my husband came home, had to pull all the seats out, and it's just been fun. And then so I realized that I hadn't done my training today because I hadn't been home all day. So just fun, fun stuff, y'all. But I find it hard to believe that only 4 people out of 176 can make this. Yes, that was an airplane all day long. Can't even tell you how many videos, how many retakes I have to do because of that all day. Y'all, tag your people. If you're like one of the directors on here, tag your teams and stuff. Again, I know that it's late, but like 4 people out of 176. What's going on? Because I know people are up. Let me go to the page real quick. Sometimes it does take Facebook like 5 to 10 minutes to notify people that I'm on. But I think I'm just going to jump into it, and whoever is late can just watch the replay. But yeah, tag your people, whatnot. Let's see. But I also know this wasn't like planned in the morning, so people probably aren't seeing this right now. So I'm so sorry. All right. Trying to see which ones have the most comments on them right now. All right, y'all. I'm just gonna jump. Hold on, let the plane go by. All the time. All the time. I'm scrolling and I'm seeing everyone's PRV off of pre-orders, orders, join combos. I'm like super pumped for y'all. I'm so excited. Hi, guys. All right, we're just gonna roll, and then whoever, yeah, so I think notifications are just kind of weird on Facebook, you're right. I think they're very delayed too. Okay. So many people, okay. All right, I'm just gonna roll into this, and then, like I said, anyone that wants to, or pops on late can watch the replay. All right, so we are talking sponsoring today, okay? Sponsoring. Now, I do want to say this. I do think it's very important to definitely get your PRV in first before you jump into sponsoring. At least focusing on your personal business, because when you take on a new teamie, it is a lot. Like, I would say the first 10 teamies you get, I feel like you can really focus on them one-on-one. But when you start growing past 10 people, it is hard. I will say it's harder to give yourself to everybody. And I'm not even going to lie about it. I am not one that is going to sugarcoat how leadership is. It is amazing. It's beautiful. You get to watch people's lives change. You get to watch their growth, their excitement, your excitement. Like, you get to see all these things emerge, and it's amazing. But it can get very overwhelming as a leader if you're not, one, prepared for it, but two, if you don't have your own business like working good. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have your own systems in place, which I'm not saying that you need to have all your systems down packed. I'm 4 years in, and I still change my system every couple months. Every couple months I like something new. I'm not one that does the same routine over and over again. I like to throw new stuff in and do new things. It gets me re-excited. So I will go from, like, I don't know, follow-ups on a piece of paper to follow-ups in some kind of, I don't know, some kind of system on my computer. It's just different how I do things, okay? But I do think it's important that before you jump into leadership, that you at least establish, because a lot of you guys are essential and certified, and y'all could be freshly new, like a month, a week, a month, whatever, or you could be a couple years in and still certified and now wanting to promote, whatever the case may be. I do think it's important to at least set some kind of baseline for your personal business. So getting your 200 PRV in, getting your 500 PRV in, because, you know, in order to promote, you have to have 500 PRV, all the things, which we will have, other people will talk about that, but, and like, talk about the compensation plan and how to promote and all those things. But leadership and sponsoring, that is what I'm here for today, okay? Mostly sponsoring and how I'm sponsoring. I got chosen to do the sponsoring tip because I actually recruited 22 people last month, which is literally freaking insane. I'm still very exhausted from it. I'm not even gonna lie. It is such a blessing. I am literally so excited for all these new people to grow. Some of them are like already taking off, which is insane. Like, some people just don't even need the training. Some people don't even need you to talk to them. They just like take off on their own, and those are like the ones that usually start promoting. And I'm not saying that you can't if you're not like that. I'm just saying that there are very rare people. I'm one of those. Tori Farrell is one of those. Farrell. Sorry. There are just certain people, Ray, some of your SSDs that they can. Sometimes it is a little bit easier, or like, we just like don't need the training. We're researchers. We go on Google and Google things. We go on and find like the answers to our questions without going to our sponsors. But again, your sponsor is there to help you. So make sure that if you have questions, you reach out. But I'm just saying this to say this, okay? Now, I am pumped. I have 22 new recruits. I am like excited. I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I've never gone past, I think, like 10 recruits in a month, maybe 12. I think 12 might have been my max, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. 22 between, I think 12 of them were, no, 14 of them were brand new consultants and the other ones were reinstatements. Either way, we kick off the launch parties and everything the same. It has been a lot. It is, I've hardly focused on my personal business last month. The last week I actually did focus on my business because I had to get pre-orders in, but like everything last month was leadership and sponsoring. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what I did to get to where I am now. Okay. And I don't like to say like, oh, I got 22 people and like gloat about it. I am amazed and I am shocked myself, like literally shocked. But I also want to say that one, this has been 4 years in the making, okay? So don't expect to go and recruit 22 people. But two, it has been months of me planting seeds and focusing on my social media. And I know, like Stacey did training earlier about, PRV and not relying just on social media, which she is absolutely right. Like you have to have a one-on-one connection with your customers. You have to text your customers. You have to, when you have a launch party, you've got to announce it and not just announcing it on Facebook and expecting everyone to like flock to your party. You have to reach out to people one-on-one. You've got to message. You've got to pick up the phone and talk to people. You've got to talk to them to face. You've got to get uncomfortable and have these conversations because that's how your business grows is when you're uncomfortable. And I know you're probably like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to do that. But like, then you're not going to go anywhere. And that's just the truth of it. You might get lucky and post something and you might get, I will say I was lucky. Whenever I hit director in 2 months after after sucking at my business for 10 months, not taking it seriously, not doing the things that Rachel, Ray, my sponsor told me to do. None of those things. I didn't do them. I said that I did and I did it. I just knew who I was back then and I wasn't someone that wanted to take it seriously, and it's fine. But after 10 months, I didn't want to go back to work and I was like, something has to change. And that was when I started my social media journey. I never did lives. I never showed my face. I never did all these things. And I'm not going to get full into social media. I'm going to do a separate training on that and whatnot, like later on with the whole entire group. But I will say that was when I promoted 2 times because I got uncomfortable. I got on social media. I started sharing my why. I started sharing my story. Oh my God, sorry, my knuckles are killing me. I started sharing my story, and a big part of my story is the fact that I was a stay-at-home mom. I was on WIC and Medicaid and SNAP. I was in the system. Okay, I was in the system. I was embarrassed. I hated swiping my card. I felt so embarrassed about it. I felt like a failure that I wasn't bringing any more money, and I'm such like a go-getter. I'm such a person that like, my husband never made me feel like I had to contribute any money when it came time for me to stay at home with 2 babies, but I wanted to make money because I wanted to spend money without guilt and all these things. And so, yeah, I jumped back into Scentsy. And when I did the really uncomfortable things and I didn't give excuses. And I was like, all right, we're doing this. I'm getting on YouTube and I'm looking at things and I'm doing all the things. And because I started sharing on social media so much more, because I started sharing, or when I started sharing, I jumped back in April. That April, I double promoted. And that was the first time I had posted on social media. I think I started my Instagram out. I think I already had like 900 people on it. And now I'm at almost 7,000, which is still not where I want to be at, like 10 to 15,000. I had big goals. But that being said, like I jumped into social media. I got very uncomfortable. I started showing myself spraying the counter every day. I started showing diffusing every day, spraying my bed. And then in May, we bought a camper, and I bought that camper with my first paycheck from Scentsy, like my first big paycheck from Scentsy from April for my double promotion. People like were asking to join my team. I didn't ask anybody. I got lucky because social media, people asked me. April double promoted, and then May I double promoted to director. Like it was insane. And I had parties. So last week we talked about PRV and the importance of all that stuff. And so I got my PRV from partying. And then because of those parties, I got sponsors because I was like the queen of flipping parties. I booked all these parties. And then at the end, I was not selfish. I was like, yeah, my PRV went from like 2,000 to 500, but I just got 4 new teamies. And we're great. So I've had people on my team that like have come to me and said, well, this girl wants to join, but I don't want to give her the PRV. I did the party. But at the end of the day, that is your customers' people. That is her orders. Whether you did the work or not, that's her orders. Those are her people or his people, whoever. And I had to have that little tiff conversation as well. And just know that when you have parties, bring up flipping. I was queen of flipping. I flipped every party that I did. I flipped literally every single party. At the end of it, I was like, girl, your paycheck would be this much. You would have, 9 new customers. Your VIP page is already created because I did your group here. You already know how to run a party because I just did one for you. Like, I would give them all the pros of it and say, hey, there's no pressure to make it a business. If you want a business, great. If not, you don't have to. But this was fun, right? Your friends had fun. You thought you would fail at this and nobody would buy. And then you got a $500 party. Like, you're killing it. You already got a shooting star. So I would, at the end of the party, before I put the rewards in, I would say, hey, you get a kit for free, you get a join for free. And then give them all the pros without, like, word vomiting. But give them all the pros, their paycheck, and, like, all these things. And I was flipping parties like left and right, bam, 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 bam. Like, and that's how I promoted 4 times in 2 months. That's how I hit director in 2 months, literally. After not doing anything with my business for 10 months, okay? So I love telling my story just because I think it's very important to hear a comeback, to hear that, like, not everyone joins Scentsy and just takes off to the top. Not everybody just promotes, and, like, it doesn't come natural to everybody. Social media and doing this live doesn't come natural to everyone. It didn't come natural to me. I didn't go live or show my face or do a story for 10 months. And it wasn't until my why change, which was I didn't want to go back to an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. I didn't want to go put my kids in daycare and bring home $100 every couple weeks. So I decided that if something, like, nothing was going to change until something changed. And that something had to be me being uncomfortable. And so I was like, Ryan, we're going to jump back into this. We're going to give Scentsy a go again. And I think it's very important to tell you guys that are fresh, the sensor consultants, certified consultants, and especially those that follow me on social media. You may see my social media presence and you may say, wow, like, no wonder. And I used to be the same person. I used to see people on social media and be like, well, no wonder they have recruits. No wonder they're top of the company because they're look at the way they are. I wasn't like that. It took so many uncomfortable, like, and jittery and gibberish and stuttered videos for me to get comfortable without makeup on and to just not care and go on and be myself and, like, show Scentsy and do sniff tests. Like, I never did any of that. And I think it's just so important. I'm going to get to, like, all the rest of the sponsoring, but I like to level this off every conversation with my story because I think it's just so important because I know my mindset when I joined. I was like, well, no wonder this person made it to the top. They were a nurse and they had so many friends and so many buddies and, like, but no. Or there were I remember with Ray, I went to school with Ray, and I knew her circle, like, and I knew that, like, she was always on social media, like, doing, like, videos and stuff, and I was like, well, no wonder she's so good, like, her videos are amazing, so of course people, like, go to her, and it's easy for her. No, it's not. Don't ever assume that. So if you follow me on social media, you follow somebody else on social media, and you're intimidated by their presence, just know that we all started down here. We all started with never doing a live, never doing a story, and it took being uncomfortable. So if you want me to tell you something, I just got my hair done, so I keep touching my hair, I'm sorry. So if you want me to tell you how to break the ice with that, you need to start with showing products. Just showing products. This is what I do. Go into your Instagram stories and pick 2 products. I always say this to everybody, pick 2 products for 2 weeks. Okay, so every single morning, you're going to spray your bed with Scentsy Fresh. And then hold a bottle of it and link it in your story. And then save that story off your Instagram. You can click the little dots and press Save Story. And go post it to your VIP page. And just like that, you killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You got people that are on Facebook, and you got people that are on Instagram. And you just reached 2 different complete audiences. Bam, like that, okay? And then I want you to do that every single day. Spray your bed every day. Hey guys, spray my bed again today. It smells so good. Don't forget to spray your bed. Spray your bed. Start your morning off great by making your bed, spraying your bed. It sets the mood right. Put a little quote in there, motivational quote. Like, start people's day off motivating. And then at night, I would use my counter clean. So I had 2 products, Scentsy Fresh and Counter Clean. And guess what? That month that I promoted those, I sold a shit ton. Okay. And then that led to follow-ups. That led to sponsoring conversations. Like, hey girl, you can get paid off of this. It's that easy. I literally just took a spray and sprayed my bed, and look who it attracted, you. Like, you have to have these real conversations with people for them to realize, oh yeah, I guess I could do it too. Okay. So I just want you to know, like, don't be intimidated. Just start. Okay. But that is how you're going to start meeting new people. Now, what I did was when I promoted, and one of the things that helped me recruit new people was I shared what my paycheck did for me. Now, I've heard this 1,000 times, and you have too probably. You do not need to have a life-changing paycheck that is like thousands of dollars to post about it. You are not conceited when you post about it. I used to be so nervous to post about my paycheck. No, you don't need to be nervous about it, because you know what? There might be a mama out there that needs $40 of groceries this month, and your $40 paycheck you just showed or talked about, or maybe you went to Food Lion, or maybe you went to Whole Foods and said, man, thanks Scentsy for letting me get my groceries today. And just take a picture of you holding your groceries out in front of like Whole Foods, right in front of Whole Foods, like that. Whatever, or in the back of your truck, or laid out on your counter. Take a picture of it and put it in your VIP page and say, hey guys, just want to say thank you so much for supporting our family. Last month, I was able to do a really good grocery haul today. I was able to get groceries for my family today. I was able to put food on the table for my family today. Thank you again. Those little like comments that you make, thanking your people that buy from you, showing people online that maybe haven't supported you yet but are watching you, showing that you're able to just at least make a grocery run. That's a big deal, because some people can't do that. Some people might be freshly divorced. Some people, might be a single parent. You just don't know. Some people might be a stay-at-home mom and they're struggling with one income. You literally never know what a life-changing paycheck can be to somebody. That could be $20. It could be $40. It could be, $100 to have a night out. You don't know. And then sometimes it can be a big paycheck like mine to pay a mortgage one day, to get me off of the system, to get me off of SNAP and WIC, and having to go, to the WIC office every month to get my card loaded with money to pay groceries for my kids. That was a big pill to swallow. That was a hard struggle for me to admit that we struggled so hard. And when I started opening up about being on Medicaid and how Scentsy helped me get out of it, because it did, a lot of stuff changed for me. When I started sharing, I didn't necessarily say like, oh, I made this much money this month. I would literally just say like, we bought a camper the second month, and it was a rundown camper. We were going to remodel it and redo it, which we did a good portion of it, and then we sold it. But I remember we were taking it home. Oh my God, my teeth are hurting. Man, sorry y'all. Oh my gosh, my jaw's killing me. But I remember we were driving it home, and I will never forget, I did a few stories on it. I did a walkthrough, I did a picture of it, and I literally have like my Scentsy card blocked out, like my numbers on it, and I was like, thanks for everyone that supported me last month. We're bringing this baby home with my first Scentsy paycheck, being back in the game, blah, blah, blah. And I got like 4 recruits that week. 4 recruits from just sharing the fact that we just bought this rundown camper we were going to renovate and travel with and whatever. I shared all my plans with it, and I was like, all my Scentsy paychecks are going to go to this camper, blah, 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 which they did for a good portion of time. And that attracted a lot of people. People connect with you on like your struggles, whether you're on the system, whether you're a single parent, whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you're struggling and you want a hobby, you want something to be more. I mean, I'm not saying being a mom is not enough, but I'm saying for me, I did not want my identity to be just a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be more. I wanted people to walk up to me, and instead of being like, what do you do? Why am I a stay-at-home mom? I'm like, oh, I run a business and I stay home with my kids. That's what I say now. I run a business, I stay at home with my babies, and I work part-time for orthopedic. And they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah. And that's what I wanted. I love, and being a stay-at-home mom is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had in my entire life. It's exhausting, all the things, but that wasn't who I was. I wasn't just a stay-at-home mom. But y'all need to show the real. And I know that can be uncomfortable, and some people are like, no, I'm not doing that, and that's totally fine. But I think that showing like real situations, we need to show that we are real people, but just not just a Scentsy consultant. Exactly. We're not just a consultant. And I will be honest. And I'm going to do a training separately on the Dare to Dream page about social media and what I just think people need to be switching to, because that's our day and age right now. And that's how people are growing and whatever. But you know, showing that we're more than Scentsy consultants. Like, I mute a lot of consultants. I mute them. I'm friends with them, but I mute them because I don't want to see Scentsy all day. I want to see people's lives and what they're doing and their family and their sports. Like, I'm not just Scentsy. I'm not just a stay-at-home mom. I'm so much more than that, okay? So sharing your paycheck and what it did for you and your family. I will never forget, and I always say this too, I will never forget Chastity Robinson. She's an SSD from a different group. Or no, she is from our group, I think. I don't know. Chastity Robinson, she's an upline SSD. She, I'll never forget, I first started watching her. When I first joined, I started watching like her stories and stuff. And I remember she was walking through like Home Depot or something, and I remember she held up her Scentsy card. I remember she held it up and was like, for the first time in 15 years, I get to go swipe this card and buy a brand new washer and dryer because of this business. And it's stuck in my brain. Still, 3 years later, it's stuck in my brain. People remember these things. People remember when you post stuff like that and they're like, God, I would die to go to Whole Foods. I can't go to Whole Foods because they're so expensive, but to spend $40 at Whole Foods to grab that specialty chocolate bar that I've always wanted, like those are things that people want that you need to show. You need to bring out of them the want of what Scentsy can bring to them. Not just like, oh, it's $40 to join my team. No, there's so much more. There's community. There's the paychecks. There's so much more to Scentsy than just join to make money. Like, you don't know people's situations and you need to find those out. And you need to share what Scentsy has done for you, okay? Had to leave my job to be a stay-at-home mom for a special needs child, so this is great. You share that. If you're comfortable, don't ever say something you're not comfortable with. But like, I got very uncomfortable, and with that first time I shared that I was on Medicaid was a very vulnerable post. Very vulnerable. Oh my God, I can't talk today. Very touching. Like, I think I redid that post about 15 times, and then I sat on it for a few days, and I wasn't sure that I wanted to share it. And then one day I was like, we're sharing it. And then my business was like, because people are like, I don't want to be in the system anymore either. I don't want to be on WIC. I want to buy a house one day, whatever. And then, you know, and then working my business that long after April, May, June, July, August, October. So about 6 months after I rejoined, okay, or I didn't rejoin, I never went active, but 6 months after I took off with my business, after sucking for 10 months and never making more than $40, we bought our first house because of Scentsy. Because I went from bringing in $40 to bringing in $4,000 to $6,000. No joke. Because I worked my ass off. Because I went on YouTube every day and I said how to promote with Scentsy, how to get sales with Scentsy, how to do X, Y, and Z with Scentsy. And every single day for 2 months, I watched the training. And a lot of it was on recruiting. How do I do this? And a lot of the things I'm telling you is what was told to me and I implemented. And it works, but you have to talk to people. So your why, your story, what Scentsy Paycheck does for you, all of these are very, very critical. Now, flip parties, again, have a party, flip it. And I know you might have 2 parties and both people want to flip. And you're like, well, Courtney, that puts me back at 0 PRV. That's okay. That's okay. I know you want to get paid off your PRV, but what is more important? That 1 month that you're going to get paid $100 off of 2 people that joined you, or sorry, that 1 month that you're going to make $100 off of 2 parties, or the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, that you're going to get paid off that person who could potentially grow their team and become a lead, star, superstar, director, and you're getting paid higher and higher, and your team is growing and growing. What is more important? I want you to really think about that, because I've had to have this conversation actually a few times. I was very surprised. I've actually had this conversation a handful of times with people on and off my team where I'm like, why would you not want to promote? Well, that's 500 PRV and I worked for it, and I feel like I should get paid for it, and they join and start over, and I'm like, but then they're not starting off great, and then they can't get new sales because they're people it's a whole story. It's a whole like trickle, right? And so flipping parties. Yeah, if it pushes you back down to 0, I know that sucks. Work harder for more PRV. Work harder for more PRV. But you need to grow your team if you want to grow your business, okay? They go hand in hand. You want to grow? You got to grow people, period. You grow PRV, that's great. But your business ain't growing. It's just your PRV and your paycheck. If you want your business and your paycheck both to grow, you have to recruit. And if that means that you were like 0 PRV or low PRV for a while because you're doing flip parties, I'm sorry, but that's part of it. Trust me, when I did Tori, she's another SD on here, when I did Tori's party, she's under me, right? We did a party. I think she was at 2,000 PRV. And my PRV, that was the highest month I think I've ever had. I mean, I had just joined back in, so that was literally like April. So that was May, the next month. She joined back in, or that was the month that she joined, but that was May. I think I was at like 2,500 PRV, and 2,000 of that was for her. And I sat there and I was like, I'm going to get paid 30%. And if I give this PRV to her, I'm getting 500 PRV versus 2,500. And I was stressed out, and I sat on it selfishly and was like, I don't want to flip it. But I flipped it. And because I flipped it, she's one of the reasons that I'm a director. And now she's an SD and I'm an SD. Like, our business grew because she's my #1 rock star on my group, under me or whatever, like, or on like my front line. She's my #1 front line. So just keep that in mind. Flipping parties is freaking golden. And if people are like, I don't want to join because I don't have money, well, then you talk about a flip party. You say, all right, girl, well, I'm going to host a party for you. I just did one. Last week, the week before. I had a girl, she's a single mom. And she was like, girl, and I did a story on my Instagram, okay? Did a story on my Instagram about my story, about being on Medicaid and not wanting to live off $100 a week and being so broke that I couldn't afford formula for my kids, and how Scentsy freed me of that, and how I worked really, really hard to get to where I am. I pulled so many all-nighters, so many 3 a.m. mornings, but it's worth it because I worked so hard to get to this point, and I can look back and say, yeah, I worked my ass off. I didn't just sit around and do nothing, right? And she was like, yeah, girl, I can join in like a week or two when I get paid again, but I just can't afford it right now. And I was like, okay, well then, you know what we're going to do is we're going to do a flip party. And she's like, what is that? And I explained it. And I'm like, I'm going to do the party for you. And then we're going to get you PRV. And you're going to start off at 500 at Shooting Star on day 1. And we're going to start you at Shooting Star and Sensational Star on day, you know, whatever, month 1. And you're going to get the join kit for free. It won't be the big kit, but you're going to get a join kit and it's for free. And she was down for it. And her party was at 800 PRV. 800 PRV when she thought she was going to suck. And now she's a consultant. I think she just hit certified, or she's about to hit certified, actually. So I just keep that in mind. So now she's a single mama who struggles and lives paycheck to paycheck, which a lot of us do. I'm still doing that right now sometimes. Like, we're still paying off debt and stuff. And she needed that. So you offer, well, girl, you know you can join for free. How do I join for free? I can do a party for you, and then we'll flip it to you, and you'll get paid off those orders. So there are ways to get recruits also to join for free. You don't have to wait for a promotion. You don't have to talk to them to $99. You can get them to join for free and start their business off super excited, right? So that's a way. So sharing your paycheck, sharing your why and your story, flipping parties. Now, sharing the community. This is huge, okay? I'm going to wrap this up here soon. This is huge. People join Scentsy for the community. People do not always join for the paycheck. People will join Scentsy for the community. And it is your job to show that community to people. And I will tell you, I have joined other network marketing businesses, okay? 2 other ones. And I actually only joined them, like, I'm not actively with them now, but I joined them to see how they run their team, how they run their groups and their social medias, and how they run their businesses. And I will tell you, one, a lot of them run them like shit. A lot of them run their businesses like crap. And I will tell you, both of them, both people that I joined under that are actually influencers on Instagram and like stuff and TikTok, like 80,000 people. You know, they're high up in their business, but I will tell you, I didn't hear from them for like 3 weeks. You joined with them, and then they were like, all right, we'll have a training on all new recruits in about 2.5, 3 weeks from now. And I'm like, but when they send you the stuff, they also have promotions in the first couple months. And I'm like, how do I do this? What am I supposed to do? So Scentsy is one of the best because we train our people. And I'm not saying we're like texting our new consultants every single day because that's not your job. But I check in. I didn't do all 22 people because not everybody wanted a business of it. Some people just wanted to do it for themselves. But those that wanted a business of it, I put all of them into a group chat on Facebook. And I check in with them here and there because there's no way that I can give myself to 22 brand new people and do 22 parties because that's just not possible for me. I can barely even do 1 Facebook party for myself, let alone 22 of them. So I taught them how to run their parties and all those things, but we're not talking about sponsoring or leadership. So sponsoring, the community, sharing it. Because one of the reasons that I joined, and I talk about this also when I share my story, one of the reasons that I joined was because at the time, when I was looking for more in my life and I was looking to make more money, whatever, I had the worst friends. I had the shittiest friends. Sorry for my language. I had the crappiest friends. And I actually was seeing Ray Ray, and I grew up with her, so I knew her friends too. I saw her with all these new people, Katie, and she was with Chloe and Chastity and all these people. She was going on trips, and I just remember seeing all that. And I remember I did a party for her. Okay, I did a party from her like months beforehand. I got 0 orders. 0. Literally nothing in the party. Rachel still asked me to join. She still asked me to join for months. And I'm like, why would I join when I got 0 orders? That's freaking stupid, right? I would suck at this because I couldn't even get an order. So why would I join Scentsy? And she kept asking. And then I kept watching her stories and watching her journey for months. For months, I was watching her stories, watching her Instagram, watching her Facebook. And I was seeing her with all these new people. And then I saw her go to, I think it was Greece that she went to. And Greece, that trip to Greece was the trip that did it for me, joining. Which is why we push for everyone to go to oh my God, World Tour, go to SFR if you can. Make these trips. Get your people together. Make local team events. Meet up with other consultants outside of your team that are local to you. Because people want a community, and that was me. And I saw her go to Greece, and I was over my friends, and I was like, I want new people. I want people that are go-getters, that want to hustle, that have the same motivation as me. And so I connected. And so when she came back, I was like, I'm ready. Let's do this. And then here we are, 4.5 years later. Here we are, because I wanted a community. People want community. So when your sponsor shares an email with you that you're active, that you're top 50, that you sponsored someone, screenshot it, share it to your Instagram story, share it to your Facebook VIP page. If you're top 50, you're top 10, you're active, share it to your VIP page. Thank you guys so much. I'm active this month on this date, on the 15th, on the 5th. So thank you guys for ordering with me. This is a huge email to get from my, my upline. Share it in your Instagram story. All those things. Share it because people want to see it. And then the more that you share them, I remember I would see like a lot of emails all the time on Ray Ray's stories, and I watched another consultant, I can't remember her name now, but I used to watch her stories, and they would screenshot their emails, and I would just say, God, they are so supportive. They are so they're so in your corner. They're so they cheer you on. And I would think about all these things, and stuff like that is what motivated me to want to join. So whenever it came to me wanting to grow my team, you do what leaders do. You turn around and you do what leaders do. Someone that is currently successful in their business, go to their social medias and watch what they do and do what they do, but in your own way. Okay? Seriously. And so I did that. And here we are, right? Okay, so community was huge for me, and I made sure to share that. So every Scentsy gathering, I made sure to at least make it to World Tour. I made it finally to the last 2 SFRs, and they are pricey, so if you're not there yet, you don't need to do that. But we have time. Save up for them. We know when they are. We know the prices of hotels. Save up for World Tour that's coming up in February. Your businesses can change when you attend events. And that's how you attract people that want to join the business, because they see you with all these people. They see you meeting new people and whatever, and they're like, I want to be a part of that. I want a community. So community is huge. Sharing your emails. If your sponsor or a friend texts you, share it. If your customer texts you and says, oh my God, this scent is amazing. I put it in my car and I'm dying over it. I put this in my warmer at the house and my husband loves it. Screenshot it. Take out the name and share it in your VIP page. Share it on your social media, because people are going to be like, they're going to start seeing it and say, oh my God, is it that good? Okay, I need to try it. People want more than you just sharing an image. And all of this gets to PRV and then gets to sponsoring conversations. Okay. That was me. I silently watched so Paula, she watched me for a few months before she reinstated with me, and she's rocking it. So people are watching you. People are watching you, and I think it's important, and it's important to be yourself and to be real and authentic and fun and goofy. And I took a video of myself crying on the camera last night, which I don't ever do, but my teeth have been a B lately, and it's been frustrating, and I vented to all of the social media people that I probably don't even know, but whatever. So be yourself. The other day, Katie and Ray shared their Starbucks coffee thing. And so I took a picture of me holding my coffee. I put my order on the screen, and I said, thank you, Katie and Ray Ray. And then I put in parentheses, they uploaded a $200 gift card to our entire Scentsy group to get a coffee. So thank you so much for this free coffee today. And I posted that, I kid you not. I had 9 people message me, either thanking me that I posted my Starbucks order or saying, wow, that's an incredible community you have. I made sure to write that down because I wanted people to like literally hear that. It's important when you share that you get shouted out. If you hit certified, shooting star, whatever, shout yourself out. If your sponsor shouts you out, if a friend shouts you out, you take a screenshot and you share it and shout yourself out and be proud of it. People want to see that, okay? So yeah, how does Scentsy change your life? We've already talked about connecting one-on-one in social media. So they purchase from you, they watch on social media, or you somehow, you talk to them at, okay, here we go. Here's a good scenario. So I have been to the dentist more times than I even want to say the past 2 weeks. I've had so many teeth issues, my wisdom teeth and infections. And listen, so I had to go to a different doctor because my other one couldn't get me in. And I loaded up a bag. I took a bag out and I went to my cabinets and I just threw stuff in. I threw cards in. I threw catalogs in, the scratch and sniff scents. I was like literally late to my appointment and I did all that. And I walked into the office, brand new, never been there before. And I got super uncomfortable. I still get like super weird when I do this because I feel like, I don't know, I get weird about it sometimes. Even though I'm super extroverted, it can be weird to share your business because not everyone is into social or into like network marketing because it's an MLM and it's not. But some people have like a bad taste in their mouth from it. So I get nervous sometimes. But what I did was I loaded up a bag last week and I brought them in and I was filling out my paperwork in the chair and the front desk. There's 2 girls like, Courtney, where's Courtney? And I walked up there, I was like, yeah? And they were like, girl, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's Scentsy. I just wanted to thank you guys for getting me in today. That's a huge deal, and I'm really appreciative of it. And I sell Scentsy full-time, whatever. And they were like, girl, this stuff. They were opening wax bars. And I had a bunch laying around that I was like, I don't like this fragrance. I'm not a bakery person, but a lot of people are. So I grabbed my bakery scents and my floral scents, the ones that I don't really warm, and I threw them in a bag. I'm not going to use them. Throw them in a bag, give them to somebody. And we had conversations up there, and one girl was like, God, should you do it full time? And I was like, and I just bluntly was like, yeah, I actually used to be a medical assistant, and this has almost 4 times, tripled, if not 4 times the amount that I got paid when I worked at my medical job. And they were like, one girl turned her head and I was like across like the way, and she was like, what? And she walked over. So I had 4 people talking to me at the front counter. And I was like, yeah, girl. And I was like, if you really wanted to try and do it, like you totally could. But if you wanted to join just to buy it for yourself, that's cool too. I will never pressure you. But like, I do it full time. I have a group of, I think I said 300 or 400, however many we have now. I don't even know. And I was like, so I take it very seriously. I try to do trainings, like we do all the fun things. I don't word vomit, but I do say like, it's a full-time job. It's not a hobby. I take it seriously. And like, I'm here for you. And I told them about the Harvest Collection. They were smelling bars and stuff. And the one girl in front of me was like, dude, I'll do anything to get out of this job. I'm so overworking the medical field. I'm so overworking this job, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I understand it. I worked orthopedics and I worked 10 to 12 hour shifts sometimes, and I was over it. And then when I got to the spinal surgeon, and those spinal patients are no joke, I was over it. And I was like, so I did this, and the girl was like, oh my God, girl, I got 30K on TikTok. I could sell this on TikTok. And I was like, girl, I got 30K on TikTok, and I sell it on TikTok, and all my new customers are from TikTok. And so we got into a conversation about it, and the next thing you know, we're all talking about it. And then I went back to go get my teeth pulled, or get to figure out what was wrong before I got my teeth pulled. And the girl walked back there and was like, Dr. K, you got to smell this. And she's scratching all the wax bar, the rub and smell sheets. She brought that back there and opened up some wax bars. And she's like, oh my God, girl, where is this from? And the girl looked at me and she's like, her. And she's like, oh, my patient. And she's like a cute old lady, older lady. And she's like, oh, my patient. And I was like, yeah, I sell Scentsy. And then we had a conversation about it. And they're all supposed to be putting in an order. So I'm going to follow up and see. But yeah, it's been like, so there was one conversation, a joint conversation, I had a party conversation, and then we had ordering conversations, all in like a 30-minute span of me bringing a goodie bag to my dentist's office. I had a fragrance flower, but it was a discontinued scent, and I didn't want to bring it with me. But if I did have one that was not my favorite, I would have brought it with me and told them to put it up at their front, and I would have brought cards with me, because I would have walked in there and be like, hey, do you mind putting this up here and put my cards? Because they probably would have done it. So that's a great way to meet new people, to have connection, to have joint conversations. I did all 3 of those at my dentist's office when I was in pain to get my wisdom teeth out, okay? And then I went to my dentist, another dentist today, my original dentist today, to get a second opinion or go back to him. went to my dentist today, and I walked in there, and I owed them money still on my last root canal. And she was like, how much do you want to pay today? And I was like, oh, I don't get paid till Friday. I was like, I'll put $250 down on Friday, which, again, here's a story. I am thankful. And on Friday, I will be showing my card and saying, thanks, Scentsy, for paying for my teeth this week. Thank you so much for the paycheck. Thank you to everyone that ordered with me, because y'all have been following my teeth journey for 10 days now. Everyone's very invested in my teeth journey on Instagram. Y'all have been following my teeth journey for 10 days now. I'm going to show my credit card without my Scentsy card, without my numbers. I'm going to say thank you. I was able to swipe my card on Friday and pay for my teeth, and I really appreciate the opportunity to do this, and I'm so thankful for you guys that I can do this emergency stuff with a paycheck because you guys support me. And that's going to click with someone. That is going to click with somebody that they're like, God, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? Somebody, one person out there is going to hear that or see that post, and it's going to plant some kind of seed in them. It's going to plant a seed into somebody because somebody needs to hear it. And guess what? I will be the person that shares vulnerable stuff because I'm the one that used to be in vulnerable situations where I wanted to hear that. I wanted to hear someone say stuff like that or see things like that where I was like, oh my God, that could be me. You know what I mean? And so I went into my dentist today, and I went to go pay, and I was like, hey, I get paid on Friday. Can you charge this around maybe 2 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon? And she had a sticky pad on it. And I pulled out my Scentsy card and I gave it to her, and she's like, oh, you do Scentsy? And I was like, yeah, girl. And I always say, yeah, girl, full time. I don't care if you have another job, you do it full time. If you spend 30 minutes a day on Scentsy, you do it full time. Okay? 30 minutes a day for 6 months is full time. And so I was like, yeah, I do it full time. And she was like, no way. And she's like, girl, I saw that they had dropped some fall stuff, but I don't have a rep. And I was like, I am right here. And I had a card in my wallet, and I gave it to her, and I was like, I'm happy to help you with anything. I do it full time. You're gonna get smell goods every month from me. You will get a thank you envelope from me ready to go. All the things. And I was like, we have 10 new fragrances. I'm happy to mail you a list. I'm going to see you again in a week for a follow-up. I'm happy to bring smell goods in. And she was like, that would be great. Oh my God, yeah. And she's like, I hear people do those online parties to get like free stuff. And I was like, girl, I got you. I was like, let's do one. I have one this week that's already active on day 2. And I had one last week that was at 800. And she was like, no way. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, you have my number. Text me when you're ready, and we'll do you a party, and it'll be fun. I'll do a giveaway, all the things. And she was like, okay. And so there we go. I had another conversation with a separate dentist office. Within a 1 week span of each other, I had reached 10 new people at least 10 new people, because they brought all those wax bars and the first iconic cough to like everybody. Like every cube was smelling them and walking in and saying, your stuff smells so good. So we'll see it. We'll see if something happens with that. But if not, I could always just go back up there with a new fragrance flower and say, hey girl, did you want to join? Or like, can you put this in your office with my card? I could always follow up some kind of way. I can call up there and say, hey, I'm that Scentsy girl, when we're going to have to go. Like, I can always follow up in some kind of way, and people will be excited. So yes, if you have a dentist, you have a pediatrician. I put one in my lawyer's office one time. When we closed on our house, she put flowers in her waiting room for like a good 1.5 years after I closed on my house. And I actually got a lot of new people that bought fragrance flowers because I went every 2 months into my lawyer's office and put a new flower there with new cards. And every time I went in, the cards were gone. So people were getting them. I just never really fully followed up. So yeah, that was something really big. So those are great ways to meet new people, to have joint conversations. So me flipping out my Scentsy card like that and saying, hey, charge $250 on this. Who knows? That girl that was taking my credit card, I could have easily planted a seed inside of her of like, dang, she just put out this card and is able to pay $250, because I know that's me. I know when I saw Chastity walk into Home Depot with her credit card, paying for washer and dryer, I was like, oh, she can do that? She can do that. I want to do that. She planted a seed in an already known consultant without even knowing she did it. You know what I mean? So just think that you literally have no idea who you're going to connect with and who you're going to plant seed with, but you have to start sharing these circumstances in your life to connect to the right people for you. So connecting one-on-one, follow-ups. We have somebody else on one of these weeks that's going through, I can't remember the top of my head, that's doing the follow-up, like doing follow-ups and stuff, which it might have been last week. So following up is very huge. You ask them how their order is, it's great. And then you ask them to do a party, and they do a party, and they say yes or no. And they say yes to a party, then you do it, and then you ask them to join and flip their party. There are so many ways to get new recruits. social media, connection, your dentist office. Oh my God, Starbucks and Chick-fil-A. How many of us go to Starbucks and Chick-fil-A? I want y'all to go. Actually, how many of you guys have done the rub and oh my God, the rub and smell 10 sheets? How many of y'all have done them? So my goal, it was my goal last week, but also my goal was to get all my mail done, and I was finally able to do that. So that wasn't really my full goal, but I have it on like my goal list. So I'm gonna take these. Okay, I had cards made on. Where is this from? I actually don't know. From somewhere. I had my cards done, Vistaprint. I had these done like, I don't even know, probably 2 years ago. I don't give them out very often, so they last forever. I spent like $20. I did like $20 on a whole bunch of cards, right? I have my QR code in the back that goes to my link tree that has all my links to my VIP page, my website, my social medias, my actual info, whatever. So my goal, what I'm doing, I have all of these left over, okay? All these left over, and then I have piles and piles of envelopes that are already pre-filled with people this month, because as people order, I'm stamping them and I'm throwing them in the mail. Like, I literally have a whole stack right here of pre-filled envelopes. So everyone that has ordered this month already, I'm going to go ahead and write their address on it tomorrow and throw it in the mailbox. It's done. All of these are left over. So I'm going to staple my card to all of these. And then I'm going to type up something on Canva, just real quick. I'm going to type something up real quick that just says, these are the two, I sell, hey, my name's Courtney. I sell Scentsy full time. We are a fragrance company. Something along the lines of like really quick, who I am, what Scentsy is. These are our 10 new fall releases. I would love to get your thoughts on your top 3 favorites. Please contact me at this phone number. Thank you so much. I'm giving this card to you. I'm giving this to you because I think your service is amazing. Thank you for what you do. First people that I think of are Starbucks, Chick-fil-A. Those are the first 2 like fast food drive-through places that I think of that are absolutely phenomenal in customer service. Literally phenomenal. And because they're always so nice. They're literally always so nice. So every time, have this, put it in your car or put it on your counter. So every time you leave the house, you throw it in your purse real quick, okay? Have them ready to go. Go ahead and make 20 of them. Have them ready to go. And then every time you go to McDonald's, you go to Starbucks, you go to Chick-fil-A, wherever you go that's constant for you, right? You go to your kids' practice, swim, you make a connection, you're going to walk up. You're going to make it a goal to be uncomfortable. And you're going to walk up, or you're going to hand it over, you're going to grab your Starbucks, and they're going to say, have a great day. And you're going to say, hey, just really quick, I wanted to give this to you, and thank you for being so kind today. I hope you have a great day. I sell Scentsy full time. These are our 10 new fragrances. I hope you love them. Let me know what you think. Have a great day. And I just said all of that in like 10 seconds. And she took them. And who knows out of 8 of the baristas, someone may order. Someone might order. And then someone might go and say, okay, I see her social media presence, or I see that she sells Scentsy. I see her VIP page. She's really good on her VIP page. You don't have to have a social media presence. You can just be really good on your VIP page and have really good connections. But somebody might text you. Somebody might order with you. And then if you get an order come through and you don't know the name, you're going to text that person. You're going to say, hey, thanks so much for ordering with me. I haven't seen an order from you before. How did you find me? And they may say, oh, you dropped this off at Starbucks 2 weeks ago, and I'm finally getting around to ordering it. You literally don't know. You don't know. And then that leads you to a connection, and then you follow up, and then you talk about a party, and then you talk about joining. Everything is in steps. Everything is not overwhelming to somebody, and everything plants a seed. Nothing just happens overnight. So my 22 people that joined this month or last month, those 22 people, that was from me, because when I started TikTok 6 months ago, okay? Started TikTok 6 months ago with 117 followers. 117 followers. And I chose to niche down, obviously, on my weight loss. Some people niche down on clean. My sister does cleaning talk, like just cleaning, like 30-second cleaning videos. Some people do funny mom humor. Some people just do voiceovers. It doesn't matter. You do something stupid. It doesn't matter. I started off at 117, and I spent the last 6 months planting seeds, not having, but I think maybe 2 recruits, maybe like 4 recruits in the last 6 months. But I took that time to focus on my social media and the things that were hard to me, and I put all my energy into it. Scentsy was not number 1 in those 6 months. Scentsy was like number 2. Well, family's number 1, and Scentsy was number 3. But I poured into social media, and I'm at 33,000 today, as of today, 33.1. Okay, I grow by about 1,000 a week at this point now, about 800 to 1,000 a week, and that's amazing. And people might say, "Oh wow, that's a lot." I want to hit 50 to 100,000. I want 50 to 100,000 K on TikTok. That's what I'm working on. That's why I push content out that has nothing to do with Scentsy so much, because I want to make connections with things like bariatric, weight loss surgery. All those things are that they connect with me, right? And you could find anything. There are so many things. Pets. There's literally so many niches you could do. You could just do Scentsy and grow that way. It doesn't matter. But I'm growing by my weight loss and my weight loss surgery and sharing that journey. And I have literally loved connecting with so many people that have had the surgery like me, because it's very refreshing, right? It's just very raw and very like, people just understand. And because of that, I've had really intense and really like good connections with people, and I've made some really good friendships so far. And some of those friendships, they have joined, and some people have just been like, I love following you on this. I want to try this. I shared my struggles on TikTok. So, if you're like, well, I only have like 50 people on Instagram. I had 0 people. I don't even have a TikTok. Okay, well, I only had 117 6 months ago, and it took consistency, time, and effort to grow. And so for the last 6 months, I have been planting seeds, and I have been focused on growth, only growth. And last month, I reaped the rewards of it. It was finally like harvesting season last month. After 6 months of planting and growing and watering, it was harvest season. So I want you to know, even if you're brand new, you're essential certified, whatever, and you're like, you haven't promoted yet, or you haven't gotten your 500 in sales, it's okay. It's okay. Planting seeds is so important. Okay? Make your list of 25. I want you to write down tonight 25. We're going to end here with a goal. I want you to write down 25 people. 25 people. If you want to go big, do 40 people. 20 to 40 people. I want 25 to 40 people. I want you to write a list down of 20 to 40 people that you really want to join your business. It's a customer, it's a sister, it's a friend, it's whatever. It's somebody you see on social media and love to follow and doesn't have another network marketing company, whatever. I want you to write their names down as people that you would love to have on your team. And then what I want you to do is every single day this month, every single day, I want you to text 2 of them. Just 2. Keep it simple. You don't have to message all 40. If you want to, go ahead. But message 2 people a day. 2 people. And just ask them, hey girl, your name is on like my dream list. Have you ever thought about joining and making money with Scentsy, or, buying for yourself? Because I would love to have you on my team. Keep it under 3 sentences. Keep it short. Let them know that they've been on your mind. They're on your dream team list. And just shoot them a text. Half of them are going to ghost you. Half of them will probably say no. A third of them might say yeah. You have no idea. It could go any kind of way. But that is your goal. I want you to write down ways that you want to change your business by what I just told you. Anything, okay? Change your business. You want to get uncomfortable and bring samples to a T-ball practice. I'm doing that. I do T-ball and swim. I'm starting on Saturday and Sunday. And you better bet I will be repping Scentsy at every single practice. My Scentsy hat. I'm going to wear my Scentsy shirt, my Scentsy sweater. I am repping Scentsy. I'm going to bring my cards and scent circles with me. I will be repping. And I will be making connections. And then people are going to add me on Facebook, and they're going to see I sell Scentsy. And they're going to want to do that too. There's so many, everything trickles. But for me, everything always leads back to social media. Okay? So keep that in mind. I gave you guys lots of great tips today on sponsoring and how to get new recruits and ideas on how to grow. So your goal, still focusing on your PRV from week 1's trainings, but also incorporating reaching out to 2 people a day, which would take you 5 minutes. It'll take you 5 minutes to reach out to 2 people, and then save that text in the notes section of your phone and copy and paste to 2 new people the next day. I follow you on social media, and I think you're freaking great at social media. Have you ever thought about like selling Scentsy as like a little side hobby? I would love to have you on my team. You're on my dream team list. It's so simple. And then if they say no, that's okay, because you still planted a seed. I said no to Ray Ray 6 times for months. And every time she asked me, that seed was growing, that the roots were growing. Every time she asked me, I had a little bit more of like, oh, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this. And then finally, it clicked and I'm doing it. So just know that like there are ways to get recruits past just like asking someone point blank. You know, there are ways. So again, what did your paycheck do for you? Sharing your why and your story. Flipping parties is huge, and don't be selfish. People want a community, so share your emails, your texts, things that your sponsor does for you, things that Scentsy does for us in general. Share the incentive, your goals for the incentive, any of that stuff. How did Scentsy change your life? Connecting one-on-one with people using social media, okay? Follow-ups, because social media is not everything. You still need to have a connection and do follow-ups with your customers one-on-one with your phone or face-to-face, whatever. You need to have a follow-up. Bringing stuff to any appointment you go to, any fast food place you go to, whatever, whoever makes you happy, bring stuff with you because that leads to sponsoring conversations as well. And then just being you. Just be you, and people will gravitate towards whatever kind of personality you have, unless it's mean. Don't be mean. And don't be a complainer. People don't want to see complaining on social media 24/7. It gets on everyone's nerves. Don't be a complainer, okay? So that's my tips for sponsoring. That was a little bit longer than I wanted. I'm sorry, but I hope you guys took something away. Drop below what you want to change, or better yet, go on our page, and I would love for you to post that either you finished your dream team list, what you want or are going to change in your business. Tag me in it so I can see it, because Facebook doesn't notify me. Tag me in it. I want to cheer you on. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. I am way better messaging back on Instagram than I am on Facebook, just so you know. Facebook Messenger, I'm just really bad at Facebook Messenger. So Instagram is my like go-to for writing back. So if you have any questions, message me. You can ask me questions on here on the team page and just tag me in it so I see it. But other than that, you guys have a great night. I hope this training was helpful to you guys. I will put it on YouTube with the compliance link and all that stuff in it, since we talked about money. And yeah, that's it for tonight. So I'll see y'all later.